What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. The last daddy. Checking in. So, Ena, Dio, Dos, Ena, Dio, yeah, there's the two. I'm trying to count in different languages, trying to be smart, but I am not that. Dio, which is Greek. 2 days to the wedding. Now, you would think 2 days of the wedding, everything would be relaxed. You would just be chill. It would be fine. Everyone's saying enjoy it, relax, and don't get me wrong. I've definitely enjoyed this week, and especially not working has been amazing. But today, from 7:30 in the morning, I have barely stopped. Like, you know, I've sat down, I've eaten, but besides that, I've been doing something. Whether it's emailing vendors, whether it's going to, you know, purchase things that I need to pack, because when we go after the wedding, we're going to our Airbnb, and, you know, I need to make sure I've got, you know, all my things I need. Even for the wedding, they always say you should make sure, you know, you have, you know, like mouthwash, lip balm, you know, floss, all these little things that, you know, you think like you don't think about, and just running around doing those errands. You know, I got a phone call that, you know, her wedding car, they're like, there's a problem with the car. And I'm like, what do you mean there's problem with the car? What do you mean? What are you talking about? So he's like, yeah, there's a problem with the car. So he's like, but I got this car to offer you. And I'm like, all right. Because we had a white Rolls Royce, a classic white Rolls Royce, like 1960 kind of thing. And they're like, we've got the one in black. And I said, no, that's a no bueno. We don't want black. It has to be white. So we got a white Jaguar classic car, and it looks beautiful. So I was like, all right, as long as that car's okay. So there's all these little things that come up, all these little bits of malakias. So anyway, 2 days coming out from the wedding. While there's been non-stop, I've been practicing my vows, all these little things, you know, finalizing the reception speech. I'm still really excited. You know, I was just eating with my fiance before, and it was our last dinner before I won't see her, because we're not doing the first look. I'm not going to see her the morning of. She's leaving to a hotel close to the venue the Friday night, which is tomorrow night. So we had our final kind of dinner together, and I'm going to have my final breakfast with her tomorrow. So yeah, it's just been a really busy day, special. And even tonight, like, I'm going to go see oh, I'm gonna cut that out. Sorry, I don't want to use my fiance's name. Cut that out. I'm gonna go with my fiance to see her parents as my final kind of, you know, I'll see you at the wedding kind of thing. Because tomorrow I'm spending the whole day with my best man, who's my brother and my groomsman. We're gonna spend the day together, just, you know, being present with each other. We're gonna sound like losers right now, but we like to play board games. Like, not like your average board games, like Monopoly, like games that actually go for like a lengthy period of time. So tomorrow, I don't think I'm gonna get to the gym, and even tonight, it's legs. But I'm really time poor. So, do I need to go to the gym 2 days, 1 day before the wedding, the day of the wedding? I would love to. I really want to, and I'm gonna try my best. And that's why I'm even here tonight. I'm not gonna get a full workout in, but I'm gonna hit my legs for 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm gonna show you how you can do that as well. So if you're time poor and you're like, oh, you know, I really wanna get it in, or I'm supposed to get it in, so I'm just looking for parking, I'm gonna show you how you can do that with legs today. The most important thing for myself is that being 2 days out from the wedding, I'm not gonna be making gains, or, you know, I'm not gonna be, you know, whatever my physique is, that's my physique. However I look today is how I'm gonna essentially look for the wedding, you know, unless I go absolute splurge and I get a lot of water retention. But really, it's just, I'm going in for me. I'm doing it because I wanna just touch that weight. I wanna get a bit of a pump in my legs. I'm gonna probably do arms tomorrow, the one day before the wedding. I want to just get that feeling, and I know this is silly, But part of me is like, oh, I don't want to lose my muscle 2 days before the wedding. I have to hit a workout, which is very silly because we know the evidence shows that it takes about 2 to 3 weeks, more towards, you know, that end of range where if you don't do any resistance training, or you're not providing the same stimulus that you usually provide to your body when it comes to maintaining muscle, it's at that 2 to 3 week point that you start to see some changes in the muscle. But again, after those 2-3 weeks, if you did a bit of weight, it would come back to you really quickly. So it's all in my head. Now I'm talking about being time poor, and I'm kind of talking to the camera. So I need to get my ass in there and get into this workout. So stick around. I'll play some videos here because I don't think I'm gonna have time to record my physique, but I'll show you some videos of what my physique has looked like for the week of the wedding. Peak week, my peak week. I'll show you what that looks like. We're gonna get in here. Whatever your goals are, I hope you're staying on top of them. You know, stay motivated, do your thing. I've been helping one of my good friends. He's lost in the last, few months, he's lost about 10 kilos of weight. Maybe that's a video for another time, but he's been really motivated for the wedding. I hope you've been motivated to achieve your health and fitness goals. Anyway, enough talk. I want to actually get in, my legs. I've got about 30-40 minutes to get this in, so let's do it.
Alright guys, so I have chosen 2 leg exercises for this session. 1 quad dominant exercise and 1 hamstring dominant exercise. I have gone with the leg extension and the seated hamstring curl. I have not gone with a squat, predominantly because of a few reasons. 1, yes, it hits a lot of muscle groups, but to do a squat, you need to warm up efficiently. You can't just jump in and start squatting away, especially if you are not wanting to get hurt or if you want to perform the exercise efficiently. It needs time, and we don't have time. So that's one reason we're not going to do a squat. The other reason is usually to do squats, you need to be putting on weight. You're going to be fiddling around picking up plates, which again, we're trying to be as efficient with time as possible. Most importantly, squats are super taxing on the body. To get a lot of volume in on squats for a short amount of time, it's just not the most efficient exercise to do that. Squats, because they demand such a high amount of effort, you need a lot of rest in between sets, and that adds up time, and we don't have that. Could you do squats for 1 minute rest periods? You could, but that is so exhausting it almost becomes a cardiovascular workout, and that's not our goal. Our goal is hypertrophy, but to be time efficient. So squats for short amount of rest periods, you're not going to get enough weight, and it's going to become more of your cardiovascular system is going to be more a diminishing factor as opposed to the muscles actually fatiguing and taking those muscles to true failure, because again, we're still trying to aim for hypertrophy. So squats are out. So you want to be choosing pin-loaded machines. That's going to be your best bet when it comes to hitting legs in a short period of time. So leg extensions is a great way to do that, because you can really take the muscle to failure without your, demand of oxygen being a limiting factor. You can just hammer the muscle itself and take it to failure while not really worrying about your, trying to catch your breath. Using a pin load machine is very easy to just be able to select the weight and move on from there. So now that I've chosen my 2 exercises, 1 quad dominant, 1 hamstring dominant, I am now just supersetting the 2. So supersetting is when one muscle group is working and the other muscle group is relaxing. So it's usually good to choose opposite muscle groups to do this with. So when I'm doing my leg extensions and my quads are working, my hamstrings are resting. So that way when I finish the leg extension, I don't need a big rest period to go to the hamstring curls, because my hamstrings were already resting when doing the quad exercise, and vice versa. When I'm doing the hamstring exercise, my quads are resting. So when I finish the hamstring curls, I don't have to rest as long, and I can go to the leg extensions at a shorter time period, again getting in that volume in a shorter amount of time. So how I started this workout was this: doing 2 to 3 warm-up sets. I went from the leg extension and I went straight to the hamstring curls. Went straight to the leg extension, back to the hamstring curls, leg extensions, back to the hamstring curls. No rest, because they were warm-up sets. When you're supersetting, you're doing warm-up sets, and again, we're trying to be really efficient with time, the warm-up sets don't take up a lot of energy. You can move between the two exercises with less time, with less rest, I should say. Once I hit my working sets, that's when I give myself a little bit of rest. I give myself 1 minute in between each exercise. So I'll hit leg extensions, rest 1 minute, hit hamstring curls, rest 1 minute. So the reason why I'm resting for 1 minute is because when we exercise, our body uses something called ATP to produce energy. It's essentially a molecule in our body that allows us to be able to produce energy, to exercise, to do all those our daily living tasks, right? So our body has ATP already stored and ready to use at any time that will last for about 1 to 3, 1 to 5 seconds. But then our body has to start to use something called creatine phosphate to replenish our ATP to then be able to keep exercising, right? So the evidence shows that to replenish creatine phosphate in the body, you need 3 full minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to get 100%. But if you rest about a minute, 1 minute, you get about 70% of your creatine phosphate replenished. So then you can use that system to produce more ATP, and especially when we're doing weight training exercises, we really need our creatine phosphate stores. We need that readily available. So having that 1 minute rest, especially as I mentioned, while the opposite muscle group is resting, and then you add a minute to that, you're going to have enough creatine phosphate for your next exercise to be able to perform that movement with intensity and to do it efficiently. And again, to achieve that goal of hypertrophy to build muscle. So that's why I'm resting for 1 minute. Could I rest longer to get more creatine phosphate so I can then produce more energy, more ATP, resting 3 to 5 minutes? Absolutely, I could. But the whole point of this workout is for time efficiency, and 1 minute where I'm going to get about 70% of my creatine phosphate replenished, that is going to be enough for me to be able to produce a efficient amount of force. Is it the optimal amount of force and energy to be able to get as many reps as possible for this set amount of weight that I've chosen? Probably not, but that's the whole point, right? There needs to be a bit of trade-off. You can't tick all the boxes, right? Our main focus, tick box, was time. I'm efficient. I need to be efficient with my time. So resting a minute compared to 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to get 70% versus 100. 70% is still pretty good. So again, prioritizing time, that 1 minute is going to be just enough for me to be able to still have an efficient workout. Total, I believe I did 6 working sets. So for 6 working sets with a minute rest in between the leg extension and the hamstring curl, this workout I believe was between 30 minutes of working sets. And total, this is something between 30 to 40 minutes, close to that 30-minute mark. If you are time poor, don't use that as an excuse to think, you know what, I'm not going to go get my workout in. Because doing something, even though it might not be at maximum efforts, because day-to-day life gets in the way. Sometimes we have less time. Sometimes we just don't have enough energy. Sometimes we're not mentally in the right headspace to be able to perform a 60 or 90-minute workout. So getting in there and making the small adjustments like I am doing today can be really great tools for you to keep consistent. Keep on track of your goals. It's not always about doing 100% all the time. Sometimes it's just about doing just enough. What's that just right challenge? And today, for me, this was the just right challenge. I could have skipped my workout because I could have just said, you know what, I need, 20 minutes to, 10, 15 minutes to warm up because I want to do squats. I'm going to need longer rest periods. But I thought, no, I still want to get it in. And this is how I was able to do that. So I hope you can take something that I've mentioned or we've discussed in this video and apply it for your routine so you can keep on track of your goals. Anyway, guys, only 2 days after the wedding. Exciting times. It's the most, honestly, this week has been so special, and I've really truly enjoyed the build up, and I know that the wedding, it's going to just make the wedding day that much more special. And yeah, and it's all about marrying the love of my life. And when I think of it like that, it's just so euphoric. It's such a special feeling knowing that having this day with your loved ones to celebrate the love that you have with your significant other. So very special times. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and the last natty checking out. See you guys later.